Hello and welcome to this video, how to get the most out of your program. So congratulations for embarking on this journey. It's going to be a very fulfilling and very enriching journey for you and myself because, we're forming a relationship within this coaching container, and I'm very much here to support you and guide you through this process, help to facilitate the journey, help to empower you, help to motivate you, and give you all of the tools that you need to move towards a greater space of healing, expansion, happiness, health, and vitality. So you can kind of think of us, like rally car drivers. So if ever you've seen the rally car drivers of the guys herring through forests, um, making sharp turns at speed, there's the person driving the car, which is yourself, and then they've always got the person next to them telling them the different directions to go. So the person here in the passenger seat saying, hard left, 10 degrees right, sharp left, bear to the right, turn coming up. So this is my role to support you being in the driver's seat. So this isn't a process of me telling you what to do. I'm not going to be here, do this, do that. I'm going to be presenting you with options and helping you to make the right decisions for yourself to move yourself to the place that you want to be. So the problem with someone telling you what to do is that takes away your responsibility and your ability to make decisions and choices for yourself. And what kind of happens in that dynamic of when someone's telling someone what to do continually is you kind of end up in this kind of like parent-child relationship, which isn't good for either parties really in this kind of relationship, because it takes away your independence and it takes away your ability to make choices and decisions for yourself. Again, your ability to respond, your responsibility. So big part of this program is taking responsibility for yourself. And through the guidance that I'm going to be providing, move yourself towards a really great place in whatever you want to achieve and get out of this program. So on this angle, I'm really asking you to commit to yourself, and maybe it's a good shout to ask yourself to commit to yourself, because the more you're able to commit to yourself and commit to this program, the more you're going to get out of it. And such is true in any aspect of our life. There's the old adage, you get out what you put in. So, and really seeing this is not just a program, this is your life. And this is a container that may last 6 months, a year, however long, but the different attributes that you bring in within this program, the different changes that you make and stay consistent with and integrate in as a part of you, is gonna impact you positively for the rest of your life. And if you're really on board the concepts from that I'm going to teach you, your life is going to be a longer one because of that, as well as being pain-free. So my goal is to be running marathons in my 90s and be in a place of happiness and health through the way that I live and the choices that I make now. This is why I exercise now, to stay in a good place so that I can get more out of life. So we can very much see health as our passport to life. So if we're in a good state of health, good state of vitality, we've got good energy, we're not in pain, we can get more out of life and move towards whatever lights us up, wherever our interests lie and our passions lie. And living in a fulfilling, dream-directed way through looking at the different choices that we're making and making the optimal choices as much as is possible. So this is all stuff that I'm going to take you through and teach you throughout this program. So the first step and the first thing to do will be to purchase a book. This book, called How to Eat, Move and Be Healthy by Paul Chek. So this is the health Bible. Now, if every single person on the planet got this book, read this book, and actioned what is in this book, then the pharmaceutical industry would go out of business. There wouldn't be so much burden on the NHS, and we'd have a different kind of world in front of us, a world of health, like people are enjoying the gift of health. So this book is fantastic. Now, I'm also going to be referencing this book throughout our program. So there will be different action point homework tasks to maybe read a chapter or a couple of chapters from the book to support your learning and your self-knowledge. Now, I've got a saying that if knowledge is power, then self-knowledge is self-empowerment. So this book is a way in which you can empower yourself with the knowledge and tools needed to live a healthy, bright, and vital life. So yeah, you can get this book on Amazon, or I usually have some copies that in stock to sell. So if you want a copy from myself, then let me know and I can organize that from you. Otherwise, you can find them on Amazon. Now, Paul Chek is the head of the Chek Institute. So I'm a Chek practitioner, having trained at the Chek Institute. It's an institute for holistic health, giving all of the tools and all of the processes needed to rehabilitate someone from a really bad place. Maybe they've herniated a disc and they're in awful pain, or they're suffering from a very difficult health challenge, maybe having like really difficult digestive problems, difficult to manage mental emotional problems. So this institute has given me the tools to help you and many others with challenges such as these. Now, CHEK stands for Corrective Holistic Exercise Kinesiology. So this CHEK process, as well as a number of other processes from other bodies of study and expertise that I've developed over the years, are brought into the service that you're going to be experiencing, called Phoenix Coaching. And this being the Phoenix Transformation System. So to go through our coaching sessions. Now, our coaching sessions are going to be most likely a mixture of online Zoom coaching sessions and in-person sessions focusing more on the physical aspects of the body. Now, in the coaching sessions online on Zoom, I'd ask you to take notes. So it's going to be a really good idea to buy yourself a dedicated notepad for our work together. So really recommend getting like a really nice notepad, you know, something that feels good to write in. Maybe have like a nice pen dedicated just for that work, and then, you know, it makes the documentation of this work like a special thing if you've got something nice to write it in and something nice to write it with. Now, the Zoom sessions will be recorded, so I'll explain this on our call, but there's a function in Zoom whereby I can make you the host and you can click record, and then you will get the recording of the coaching session afterwards. If you don't use Zoom already, what it will create is a little folder somewhere on your computer called Zoom, and it will drop the recording in there after the session. So the idea with the recordings is that, you know, you've got all of the material that we cover within our session to review between sessions, and you can in this way deepen the knowledge of the different concepts that we're going to be covering, as well as, you know, if you know, some coaching sessions we may be covering quite a lot of content. There might be some new topics that you might not be used to. So on the first time through, you know, you might onboard some of the information, but if not all of the information was onboarded, then you've got the recording there to reference back to. So the coaching sessions are just as, if not more effective than the in-person sessions, as within the coaching sessions, we're going to get into unwinding the root drivers of the various different challenges you may be facing, and exploring as to whether they're rooted in the thoughts and actions you're taking in life, as well as giving you tools, meditation strategies, mindfulness strategies, you know, there to answer any questions that you might have around any of the material that we're covering. And this is an area in which I'm able to also help keep you accountable to yourself, so that you're able to do all of the things needed to overcome the unique challenges that you're facing. Then we've got the in-person sessions. So the in-person sessions cover the manual therapy and the corrective exercise. So the manual therapy to help to align the system, and the corrective exercise to stretch out the system, get the length tension of the body in a good place, and strengthen any key muscles that need to be strengthened, and work on helping the posture and any pain that may be occurring within the body. So the manual therapy is a hands-on treatment whereby I will likely be working the tissues around the legs, hips, abdomen, chest, back, and neck. So if I could ask you to wear some suitable clothing so that I can get access to these different areas. So usually shorts and or comfortable to wear exercise clothes. For women, wearing either a sports bra or a normal bra is also fine. Also, as well, during the manual therapy sessions, I'll be providing a blanket so that you can be covered as well. If the prospect of being exposed in that way is a difficult prospect for you. But usually I find that maybe the first session it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm like feeling a bit apprehensive here, but then after the first session, usually things are fine, and my clients are completely comfortable with the setting. So yeah, if you can wear clothes that make it easy to access the different tissues, as well as potentially easy to do exercise in as well, that would be fantastic. So also, if you do feel uncomfortable at any point, then that's completely fine. Just please do let me know, and we will see if we can find a workaround. There's always a workaround. So moving on. So we're going to start slow and build from there. So usually I just start people off with just a few things to focus on. And then we build from there. So often with health conditions, and if someone is in a particularly difficult place within their challenge, that less is actually more. So just a few action points, just a few things done well and consistently can make a whole host of changes. So for example, I had a lady a few years ago, and all I got her doing was drinking more water and changing to organic food. And she lost 3 pounds within 2 weeks. Her skin cleared up, she was having spots and a rash, and this virtually all cleared up within 3 weeks. So the basics done well can have a huge impact, like really huge impact. So we're going to start with a few things, and then if you want to onboard more as we go through the process, then let me know. And I will naturally give you more to focus on anyway as we go through, but we're starting the process, so we're going to start quite slowly with things, because I also don't want to overwhelm you as well, because change process requires energy, people are busy, so my job is to construct a program that's going to work for you, and that's not going to be overwhelming, because a lot of the time clients come to me and they're already in a difficult place. By the very nature that they're coming to me, the chances are that they are having some difficulties with different challenges, maybe within physical pain within the body, or external challenges within life, being overwhelmed with work, maybe with kids. So there's all sorts of varieties of different life situations. So I don't want to overwhelm you. Like, the idea is for the program not to be another added stress, but to actually take away the stresses. But to take away the stresses, it requires making some aspect of change. So it's creating the time to make the change, and then you'll get the time back through the benefits of those changes, which come in greater energy, feeling better, less pain, which makes it easier to then move forward with things. So if it is too much though, then let me know. Again, there's always a workaround, and we can change things up or slow things down. And again, on that same token, if you want some more things to work on, there's always more things to work on as well. So again, just let me know. So this is a communication between us two. You know, I want you to feel like you can trust me, and that you can talk to me, and that that line of communication is open and clear, and that you're held in a very loving space within this container. Also, I want to be really, really clear. There is no judgment on any situation that you're going through whatsoever. I've been through many difficult experiences within my own life, and I've seen and helped people through many difficult situations in their lives. And I've heard all kinds of different situations. Um, clients have shared things that they might not have shared with other people, or they might find embarrassing, or that they might have been judged on before. But I just want you to know that that won't happen within this space at all. You know, I've heard, maybe not heard it all, but I've heard a lot of things, and I'm not been phased at all. So, you know, my job is to, again, support you, to help you to overcome the various different challenges that you may be facing. Now, on that note, there may be some things that you might not feel comfortable with sharing with me, and that's also completely fine. You know, share what you feel comfortable with sharing. However, on that as well, sometimes we may not feel comfortable in sharing something, but it may be important to share that as well, for the good of getting you the result that you need now. But again, you know, just it's what you feel comfortable with, and you know, you may not feel comfortable sharing something now, but you know, after we've spent a couple of months or a few months within this coaching container, you may feel that you're in a space within yourself and a space of trust within our relationship to be able to share. So yeah, but no judgment space whatsoever. So the next aspect I want to talk to about getting the most from this program is making time for the program. So it's really, really good to schedule in some time to focus on the different aspects that I'm going to be giving you. So there's going to be different lifestyle changes to make, most likely. You know, spending time to maybe get good nutrition into the body, spending time to make healthy food, to spending the time to actually, or investing the time to actually eat in a slow, quiet, relaxed, quiet environment. There's going to be different action points in terms of homework tasks that I'm going to give you. So it's a really good shout to carve out a space in your week, like an hour, maybe a little bit more, so that you can focus on going through the video modules maybe, or focusing on a homework task I may give you. And also throughout the day, it's also a good idea. So carving out some time in the morning. So we're going to be talking about the morning routine needed to set up our day for success. Then there's a little bit of time just before going to bed to maybe do a couple of practices so that you make sure that you can have a really good night's sleep. And then also looking at what I call peace points throughout the day. So this can be around breaks in work, after clients, maybe if you see clients, at lunchtime. So just creating these like little pockets of time just to give yourself some rest, some harmonization, to pause and take stock of what's happening, because we often live really busy, fast-paced lives. So it's really essential to balance that fast-paced living with times where we go a little bit slower. And therefore we maintain the balance and stay in a good place. So there will be an accountability system as well, which I will bring in the early part of the program, not straight away, but I will bring in an accountability system. So this is going to be based around the 4 doctor action points. Other ways in which the accountability works is your homework. So if you could please send in any action point homework tasks 2 days before our coaching call, that would be fantastic. And then that gives me enough time to go through the homework, make any notes I need to make, and then come into your session really nicely prepared to deliver something that's going to be really, really valuable to you based off of the homework that you've sent in from the previous session. Also, the chances are is that I will ask you to fill out a food diary in this early diagnostic phase of the program, so that I can see exactly what you're eating, and see if I can draw any correlations between the different foods that you're having and maybe the pain that you're experiencing. There's going to be a separate video in the next section talking a little bit more in depth about the food diary. So just to go through a few boundaries for the container. So first off is to give me the time and the inner resources to be at my best for the client work, your work as well as the other clients that I see. I take the entire weekend away from client work, so I won't be picking up or responding to any messages over the weekend, but I will pick up messages on a Monday. So I am available for process-based questions between coaching sessions. For example, if there's a query on what kind of supplement to buy for a protocol, or if there's a question about exercise form that we covered in the last session, then yeah, feel free to reach out and we can go through that. However, for longer questions or longer challenges, please do send me an email and we will address them in our next coaching call or when I see you next. Now, if there is an emergency or if you're in a specific crisis point and you need help, then reach out. Then I'll speak to you at the earliest opportunity. So if there's a really difficult thing happening and you need some guidance, then that is a place whereby you can reach out to me and I can, get in touch to support. Next off, please be on time for all of our sessions, or even if in person, slightly early, so that we can use our time together and what is planned for the session to the greatest effect. So please do be on time. And now, if a situation arises whereby you're going to be late, it's okay for the most part. I can't guarantee that we'll get the full session in. But I will do my best. However, please be on time as much as possible. If you're not going to be on time, then just please do let me know. And please don't rush to the session and put yourself in like, oh, I'm late. Oh, I'm going to be late for the session. Because especially with the manual therapy, it's best to arrive in a most relaxed space as you can. So, you know, if you're going to be 10 minutes late because there's a tube strike or something like that, then please don't kind of stress about it, because what this will do is it will create tension in the body, which will potentially work against the manual therapy session. But if that also happens, don't worry, because we'll relax you anyway during the session. But yeah, don't stress if you are running late, but just please do let me know. Now, if a situation arises whereby you need to reschedule, then please give me as much notice as possible and no later than 24 hours notice. Otherwise, unfortunately, I will need to count the cancelled session towards our time together. Now, if there is a time of emergency, such as a child needing to be rushed to hospital, then there's flexibility around that. I'm not going to, take away your session if, you're rushing your kid to hospital. So, there is flexibility in it, but, if something happens continually, then we need to look at that as we go. So, on slots, I find it best to arrange a regular slot where possible and book as far in advance as possible to keep things structured and organized for both of us. Now, I know for some who may travel a lot with work, so I've got a couple of clients who are flying to other countries and it might be like a little bit unpredictable. That's cool. We can book ad hoc where possible in any slots that are available. But again, if we're booking ad hoc, as soon as you know your schedule, please do let me know, because I do get booked up quite quickly. So yes, last of all, really do commit yourself to this work. Again, as I shared at the start, it's the old adage of you get out what you put in. So, if you really commit yourself to this program, that is going to benefit your life massively and help you move through whatever challenge that you're moving through, then you're going to get a good result. So by coming on board for this program, you have created a phenomenal opportunity for growth, and it's a joy and an honor to be walking this path with you. It's a great journey, and I'm sure that we're both going to enjoy our time together. So the action point from this video is to please do buy the book, How to Eat, Move and Be Healthy, and feel free to read ahead from there. It's a brilliant book. There's so much wealth in here, so much. Yeah, brilliant book. So great stuff. Looking forward to getting started with you. Have a beautiful day and see you very soon.